was growing up, I used to be really fascinated with poems and stuff. And I used to have this idea that they used to have to rhyme. Like, you could never mess up a poem. It always had to flow. It always had to be this glittery story or fantasy. It had to be about love, or it had to be about nature. Just all these things that I used to just assume that poetry was about. And I remember one day I had listened to somebody come into my church and they did a spoken word, and it was it was a different feeling, different from reading poetry in high school by Shakespeare and everything else. And I used to sit there and say, why do we have to break this down? Like, I don't know what these people are talking about. It's up to anybody's interpretation, so how can you tell me if it's right or wrong? But I remember listening to this spoken word, and as the person was speaking, it was as if I could feel what they were trying to express, the feelings that they had when they were writing it, as if I had been there when they were writing it. And one of the young girls, that she's pretty much like my little sister, she's really into spoken words, and I just gotta say that it really touches me every time I hear something that has a real message. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched them, but there's this group that is awesome. Well, I'm sorry, they're not even a group. I don't even know how to label it. It's almost like American Idol, but for poems, you could say. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. We're just gonna, pretend like you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the name of the foundation or whatever is called Brave New Voices. And I'm not sure how they're assigned their topics or what, but just taking Brave New Voices, the title itself, the people that come up on these stages, they are brave for talking about some of the things they talk about. It's new stuff that you never heard, and they're using their voice, obviously. And I just watched a couple of videos, and I'm going to post the links and share it, and I really hope that people pay attention to it, because like, I just watched one on LA shootings that touched me. I've never even been to Los Angeles, nor have I ever been involved in any shooting incidents, but they made me feel that connection. There's too much violence in the world. Way too much. And one of the other girls, she did one on weed. Like, the connections that these people make is so strong. And I guess part of the reason why I'm even doing this channel or blog is because there's so many ideas in this world. There's so many people that are afraid. Why are you scared to say how you feel, especially if you know that something is right? That's where I feel like we as a people have become so hush about so many different things. Like, I'm not going to tell the cops that XYZ did this crime because I'm scared of my own life. I understand that. But if something is right, you're supposed to stand up for that. We've been fighting for this race war. We've been fighting for all kinds of different, whether it's sex trafficking. People don't even understand how big of a topic that is. That's like one of the biggest crimes in our country that we can't even control. So, this is about to become a regular thing, because it's so much going on in our world that I feel like people are they might be ignorant to. They might not know what's happening. So I'm no newscaster. I'm just a Jersey girl out here in Detroit, and it's a lot going on in the world. And I really think we need to start paying attention to it. Seriously.